Hey, how's it going everyone? Joey Kissimmee here with Slicer Apps, and this is a real quick video update of the latest slicer that we just released. Actually, it's not a new slicer, it's an addition to a current slicer that we already have, which is the YouTube slicer. It's called the 1280 slicer, and this comes by popular demand. You guys, the slicer members, actually requested this, and we went ahead and heard you guys and created it for you. So let me go into the YouTube slicer real quick and show you what's going on. Okay, for YouTube slicer members and Slicer Pro members, you guys are very familiar with the current YouTube slicer. Well, the current YouTube slicer, it's only you're only able to create images and thumbnail images at a 640 by 360 pixels, I believe it is, right? And a lot of you guys have been requesting something bigger, the 1280 by 720. Well, guess what? We got it for you. Okay, so all you have to do is just go in here to the YouTube slicer. Right up here in the top right hand corner, you'll see 1280 YTSL, which is the 1280 YouTube slicer. You just click on that and it'll take you right to the big, humongous YouTube slicer. Okay, again, you guys requested this. A lot of you guys really wanted the 1280 by 720 images, and we did it for you. It works exactly the same way as the YouTube slicer right now. Everything, the buttons, how you add images, everything's exactly the same. The only thing that you are not able to do is use the pre-made templates that was created for this YouTube slicer here. Okay, only because the current templates that we have for you are at a 640 by 360 dimension, which is only used for this one. You could pop it in here, but everything's going to be very, very small. So we're currently working on creating new slicer templates for the 1280 YouTube slicer. All right, so just bear with us just a bit. I just wanted to release this out to you guys because you guys can actually use this. I didn't want you to wait to use it just because we didn't have the pre-made templates. We will have it, and I'll let you know as soon as we get them created for these. But you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and start using it, start creating thumbnails and all that good stuff. Okay, now this YouTube, the 1280 YouTube slicer, it's only available for current YouTube slicer members and the Slicer Pro Plus members. So if you're an owner of the right here, the podcast artwork slicer or the timeline slicer, then I'm sorry, you won't be able to get access to this. However, you can get it if you want. All you have to do is just upgrade to either the YouTube slicer, right? Or, like I always recommend people to do, go ahead and upgrade to the Slicer Pro member. Okay, it's worth the money. On the long run, you're going to save a ton of money, because if we ever raise prices, or with every new release of the Slicer apps, you don't have to pay for it. You get them automatically. Okay, you will never ever pay for another slicer that we create and release. For example, right now we're currently working on Google Plus slicer, which we're very close in getting done. And we're currently working on as well as the Twitter slicer. We were almost done with that, but Twitter changed a few things, so we had to redo a few things. And then we're also working on some for like Pinterest and some other social media sites out there. So, I mean, if you come to think about it, at the current price right now, I think it's like 47 bucks, I think it is. That's 47 times 3, that's a lot of money. If you just upgrade right now, you'll never ever pay for a single slicer that we release. Plus, the Slicer Pro members are the very first to get the beta version. They're the very first ones, because before we release it out to the market, we want to make sure that, you know, these things are working properly and everything. So if you're a Slicer Pro member, that you've already been split testing this and beta testing this for us, so thank you for the feedback and thank you for helping us out. The YouTube slicer members, you're gonna get it right now. So if you're in there, you log in, all you got to do is just go right up here and see that 1280 YTSL. If you don't see it, please contact me personally, and I will make sure that I'll figure out why you're not seeing it. But you should be able to log in right here to the dashboard, click on YouTube slicer, and see that 1280 slicer right there. Okay, I'm looking forward to your feedback, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing the design that you've created, and you know, just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at Joey Kissimmee, or just email me at joey@slicerapps.com. And let me know, give me your feedback, let me see your artwork. I would love to show it off to our Slicer members. So with that said, folks, this is Joey Kissimmee with Slicer Apps, and I'll see you on the next.